Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to TRG Central. Tonight we'll be continuing our coverage of the winners of 2 plus Triple Crown races and Special Friend Tourney. This is episode 4B. Tonight we'll be covering the two preliminary match races, one from 1938 and one from 1955. After the two match races, we'll get back into our tournament and run the two semifinal races. First off on the agenda is going over a little bit about the game. We have a new feature I added. The betting partner, you can go to off-track betting, and then here you can wager on any race that has the uh, race lineups available and has not been run already on the data disc. So you see we have two races that are available to run the two semifinals. You click on it, you get your horses in your field and the odds. And then you can go to the betting window and make your bets there, and they'll be available later on whenever you decide you want the actual race. Alright. Would have helped me immensely early in the tournament. I could have entered all of the wagers before we started up the episode and probably saved a bit of time. So, what I can do is look at the pending bets, and here's all the bets for the four races that we'll be covering tonight. The two semifinal heat races, the Pimlico Special, which is the 1938 race, and then the match race is the 1955 race. And you can see there is all the wagers on everybody, and anyone that wants to take a look at their wagers, you can pause the video and okay, so that's a little bit about the new feature. So I guess it's time then to go ahead and get started with the racing. So one thing about the two match races is they are not in the tournament schedule, so we have to run those kind of like offline. So what we end up doing, we'll have to pick the data disk that they're in and activate them, and just so you can see, you can go to the betting parlor, do off track, and there is a Pimlico that has those two horses. So now we can go up, and we have to use the feature race module since we are running the race directly from the data disk and not through a schedule.
Welcome to App.
Oh, we get the two horses. You have 4 Admiral and Post Bishop 1, C Biscuit and 2. So we're to review the race card.
Conditions are fast.
And there you have it, and you can see the odds to $1 are very close. Nobody's going to make a ton of money in this race. We take a quick look at the rumors, and Heidi's ice cream parlor, there's something happening over there. And you'll have a jockey talking about 5 bets on sea biscuit. Interesting. Okay, the next thing we do is he'll the track handicapper and see how homestretch Harry views the race. And he likes Steve Biscuit. I imagine he'll wager on Steve Biscuit. So the next thing up is we'll go ahead and go to the betting window. Other than
2
the nice
minutes
thing
to
about
post
the
time.
betting
2
window
minutes.
is it'll show you all of today's bets just for that particular race. So here we go with the Pimlico Special. You can see Homestretch Cherry has a couple bets. He has a bet for $2 and a bet for $100. He went back and his wife called and said she wanted a $2 bet, so he had to go back to the window and get a second bet. So there's everybody's wager. You see a couple of wagers the maximum for a win. We'll see how that all turns out. Oh, let's go back to the race card. And I think we're just ready to start the race. We'll go ahead and get the speed regulator set up for a speed rating of 20 for the regulator and the multiplier. And I think we're about ready to get this race started. Looks like War April will get out of the gate first, so go ahead and they're off.
And they're off.
The race is 9.5 furlongs, very similar to what you would see only into the back stretch, and this was a very close race within one pace of each other. It looks like they're just going back and forth. Oh no, he gets here to put a little ground between him and War Admiral, and it looks like it's going to be a deep.
The race is finished. This replay race record is broken.
There was a few people that did win some money. Continue. And there you go. He puts you with a very good speed of 156.55. Take a look at the entrance. And there you go. You can see the winner. Elmstretch Cherry did quite well. With a couple wins. And we'll sort it by name, and there you can see there how well everybody did or didn't do. Okay, let's go ahead and save the stats. And we'll now head into the second match race, which is the match race from 1955. And let's see. Let's go to the betting partner real quick. I didn't show the wagers, but these are the winnings was so far.
This crowd is wild.
Turn. Alright, so let's go ahead and again you have to run into the
Welcome to
There's your two horses from 55. Both they're 3-year-olds at the time, Notchball and Swamps.
track conditions are
Take
good.
a look, you see the odds are very similar again. Here number 1, somebody was talking about Nashville. And Stretch Harry. Looks like he may be favoring Nashville with his wagers. So let's go over to the betting window real quick.
2 minutes to post time. 2 minutes.
We'll take a look at those bets. And you can see home stretch Harry is wagering on Nashville for 100. Have a couple $100 bets again. Do the return. And let's go out to the racetrack. This is a run at Washington Park. And this is one of the quarter miles at 10 furlongs. That's similar to a Kentucky Derby distance. So let's go ahead and get the race started. Oh, you see the track is looks a little muddy, not too bad. they're rating it good. I think this is the only race so far in the tournament and race cards that we've seen, of course, other than fast. Go ahead and set up the speed regulator to make it a nice race to watch. And we'll go ahead and get started again. Joshua's in post 1, Swaps in 2. Joshua so they get out of the gate first. Let's go ahead and they're off. Looks like Joshua just has a small lead on Swaps. They go into the back stretch. It's still just one space behind. Oh, looks like they tied. Yeah, looks like Swaps is caught up. They're even, and Swaps may have taken the lead. Let's see. Yes, he has, and it's gonna be Swaps. Swaps in the finish line.
The race is finished.
Winning the race. There's just a couple that bet on Swaps. On the crowd. Take a quick look at the other results. You see there was just a couple that won that race. You know, we both picked up a little bit of money, not much. Okay, let's go ahead and save those stats and we'll get to the tournament races. Oh, let's get the season. See. And I told you we can go ahead and just run the schedule. We're on race number 14 to my final $4 million race. And here you have them. We have Hillary, Native Dancer, Omaha, Smarty Jones, Big Brown, Man of War, Belcher, Glitch, Rachel Alexandria, and Affirmative. Go ahead and view the race card.
The track conditions are fast.
And you can see the early line was pretty close. Looks like from 6 to 1, just out to 13 to 1. You see the betting public on the odds to $1 are pretty even too. Only Hillary is the we would consider the long shot in this race. Any rumors? I'm putting at Winnie's Bar, putting a wall down on Hillary. Oh, he really make a bunch of money there. Hey, let's see what Homestretch Cherry is thinking. Native Panther, Big Brown, and Man of War. Let's go with, let's see, anything else we need to know up here. No, I think I covered everything that is. So let me race at Belmont Park, go to the betting window.
2 minutes to post time, 2 minutes.
Take a look at today's wagers. And there you have it. You see that there's a couple of exotic wagers, a trifecta and a quinella. Take a quick look at quinella for Alpha Chowder is horse 2, Native Dancer horse 5, Big Brown, and they can come in first or second. The first and second thing, either one can be your first and second, doesn't matter which order, but the trifecta up here does. Trifecta has Big Brown coming in first, followed by Native Dancer and Man of War. Otherwise, it's fairly well spread out. But 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. Most horses did get a wager put on them. So we'll see what what happened. Return to the each card. I think we're all set to run the race.
And we're waiting for number 9.
Okay, again, let's go ahead and set up the speed regulator. And we'll quickly go over the field again. Position 1, Pillory. 2, Native Dancer. 3, Omaha. 4, Smarty Jones. 5, Big Brown. 6, Man of War. 7, Bevelich. 8, Rachel Alexandria. 9, Affirmative. And just taking a quick look again at the bets for this race. And it's pretty interesting that nobody has wagered on Man of War except Alpha Chatter in a trifecta. And he's putting Man of War third. So that's pretty interesting. Hopefully one of the greatest horses in sports racing history, and hardly any wagering at all on them. Okay, it looks like Rachel Alexandria.
This crowd is wild.
One thing that you noticed, the racetrack is really not set up for a 1.5-mile race. That's the 12 furlongs. You see it right up here. There is no straightaway until you get into the into the first turn. And with the auto jockey in place, the auto jockey will move straight for a couple spaces, and then all of a sudden they'll all start to try to get into lane 1, 2, or 3. So we'll watch that occur, but like I said, it will be not the most realistic way of the horses getting into lane 1, 2, and 3. You have to do it so fast because you have, I doubt if that's even a half a furlong. So we'll go ahead and get the race started. And we're off. And there we go, Rachel Alexandria. You can see how the auto jockey is forcing their horse to get into lane 1, 2, and 3. And you see there's a 4-way tie after the first 10. We'll wait a couple turns to see if that spreads out a bit before following. Slight lead over the pack as we cross the finish line for the first time. Again, they have to go all the way around the track a second time for the race to end. Alright, we're heading into the turn, and Rachel Alexandria, we have 3-way tie for second. Affirmative, Smarty Jones, and Omaha. Okay, we're just getting into the first turn. And coming out of the turn, it looks like Rachel Alexandria holding on to the lead. Normally there isn't a lot of positioning during the turns that happen during this race. And Rachel still has the lead, followed by Affirmative, and Affirmative looks like it's caught up. Smarty Jones and Omaha are right behind. It could be a pretty interesting race when we get to the home stretch again, going around the far turn, and looks like Rachel will pull back out to the lead ahead of Affirmative and Smarty Jones. Omaha is kind of fading a little bit here. And all affirmative had a tough time around the turn, the same with Omaha, and they're starting to get a little further behind, and it looks like it might be Rachel with the, oh no, Spotty Jones is right behind Rachel, so we still might have a pretty interesting finish. Let's see here. And it looks like it's going to be Rachel Alexander, yes, defeating Spotty Jones, Affirmative, and Omaha.
The race is finished. We have a photo finish for third place. This replay race record is broken.
There you go. There's hardly any winners at all. Apachata only won one of his 5 weight rounds. The Cooler won one of his 2, and Real won his. Continue on to the board, and there you have it. Rachel Alexandria, Spotty Jones, Omaha, and Affirmative, 3 and 4 as advance. Man of War didn't do very well, finished in 8th, Big Brown 7th. Okay, let's take a look at the betting. And you see here there was only 3 winners, Alpha Chatter, Real, and the Cooler. Otherwise, everybody else went home after that race with no winnings at all. Okay, let's go ahead and state the race and we'll move on. Get up the race schedule. Now we're in the heat race number 1. We flipped them again because we figured each race number 1 was actually the better race of the 2. We'll go ahead and get that race started. And here you have Seattle Flu, Northern Dancer, Canonero 2, War Admiral, Risen Star, Bold Venture, Needles, and Spectacular Bid. Go view the race cards.
Track conditions are fast.
There you have your odds one in your early morning line. See if there's any rumors around the track. When they bar last night. Charles Kurtinger, the jockey for War Admiral, mentions the stable boy heard the trainer was holding back on War Admiral during the morning workouts. Okay, take a look at the track handicapper. He's doing Ultra Cherry's going Northern Dancer, War Admiral, and Seattle Flu. Okay, head over to the betting window.
2 minutes to post time, 2 minutes.
And there you have it with the today's bets for heat race 1. Take a look at the horses. 1, 2, 3. Cat Arrow 2. Nobody wagered on 6 is Bold Venture. And you see it's kind of spread out on. So Northern Dancer has the most. And we do have a Cornella here with Alpha Chatter. Give it a try with 2 and 4. 2 with the Northern Dancer, 4 War Admiral. They can come in first or second to win that. I did forget to mention that we up Homestretch Harry. We decided to, since he had so much money, to allow him to wager $100 on each of his major bets this time. So he's doing $100 on Northern Dancer, the show. Hey, I think that's it. On the betting window, let's reach return. Take a quick look at the race card again, and I think we're ready to start this race.
And we're waiting for number 8.
Yeah, we get the speed regulator straightened out. And again, since it's a mile-and-a-half race, there's little room to maneuver into the first 3 lanes when you get to the first turn. Seattle Flu, Northern Dancer, and an Arrow 2, 4 April, 5 is Risen Star, 6 Bold Venture, 7 is Needle, 8 is Spectacular Bid. And Spectacular Bid's going to get out of the gate first. That means he's pretty much a sure bet there to get himself in position early into the turn. I think we're ready to go to get this race started. And there you go, you get Spectacular Bid. Here we have Seattle Flu, Spectacular Bid, and Northern Dancer. And we still have 3 horses, all neck and neck. And now we get into the first major turn. And it's still a 3 horse. Just what's the next?
This crowd is wild.
Oh, that $3 point for speed and just passed Northern Dancer and Spectacular Bid, and now has a pretty big lead. Let's see if he can keep the lead in the straight. If that's the case, it's going to be a race for 2, 3, and 4. Spectacular Bid still with a 2-space lead over Spectacular Bid. Looks like he's opened up the lead. Wow, Yellow Flu is just running away from the pack. Spectacular Bid trying to make a run, but maybe a little too late. Let's see. Spectacular Bid still 2 pack. We have Northern Dancer moving next to Spectacular Bid, and we'll end the race, and it looks like it's going to be Seattle Flu, Northern Dancer, Spectacular Bid,
The race is finished. This replay race record is broken. The APBA world record is broken.
Feathers did. Looks like there's a bit more at one this time. We'll get into a little more here. Seattle Flu first, Northern Dancer second, Spectacular Bid third, and Risen Star fourth. That are 4 horses from the semis going to the finals. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the betting results. But the most, he won $296, which is place rate on Northern Dancer. And you can see 2, 4, 6, more than half our bets came in for us. Go ahead and save the race results. And I guess we need to head over to the betting parlor. And there you go with the leaders so far. It looks like Mark Popwire is actually now have some money to wager in the finals. Remember the finals again will feature two match races, and then we'll have the finals. Criteria is actually doing pretty good by just following his predictions. He's managed to come out ahead at current funds of 1,400. See the winning percentages, they look pretty interesting. We have the 55%. Home stretch 48. See the winning bets. And again the current funds. Okay, I think that's going to be it from TRG Central. This is Gary signing off. Again, remember we'll have the drawing for post positions Tuesday night around 8 o'clock. So we'll see you then on Tuesday. Otherwise, good night from TRG Central.